Yeah, so I want to start. So, I think your accomplishments shouldn't be minimized as far as, being the CEO of a company that manages over $1.2 trillion. For sure. I believe the only black CEO of a Fortune 100 company. I think there's only been 3 in history when it comes to a Fortune 500 company. So you're in very rare air, and you don't really have many. You don't have any peers. So, what is your journey to get to where you are now? I know you used to work for Chase and a couple other institutions. So, and there's a lot of young people in the audience, and I'm sure a lot of times they hear these things, but what are the actionable items? What's your path that you took to become the CEO of Cref?
Right. Well, first, it's just such a privilege to be these 2 amazing men that are making impact around the world to ensure that millions of people can earn their leisure. You all give them another round of applause. We were talking, in order to make impact, you have to disrupt. And if you're not disrupting, then you're not shifting the game. And I just have a lot of gratitude to see what you all are doing. And it's inspiring to see how you are connecting with young people and giving them a different narrative on how to make sure that they can grab the bag and keep the bag and see the bag compound. So in terms of my story, I want to take it back because I think it's important for all of you to have context, especially in this environment. I know at a very young age, it was clear to me that I am on the shoulders of giants. I understand that my intellect, my passion, and my vision was not necessarily sufficient to be here. There had to be so many people that paved a way and cracked ceilings for me to be in this seat. And so I am absolutely grounded in the understanding. And I like to say that it doesn't escape me in corporate America, that it was the cooks, the janitors, and the secretaries that introduced my gender and my melanin to corporate America. And so the reason why I share that context is, in the words of Otis Brown, people may see your glory, but they don't know your story. It's important to make sure that you see people and understand that there were people that may not have this amazing rented title that paved the way for me to exist. That's lesson 1. Be grounded in context, especially in your history, and let your history fuel your passion. In terms of how I got here, that's step 1. Step 2 is Otis and Rosie Brown. When you have a father who worked in a warehouse scanning boxes and driving trucks, and you have a mother who's an educator, when you understand that you are first generation integration, my parents grew up in the segregated South, but Otis Brown told me at a very young age to reach for the moon, because even if you missed, you would be among the stars. This is a man that scanned boxes. So in order to be in this seat, not understanding what that fully meant, I just knew that my dad had an expectation that he didn't even understand what that could realize. Values. My mother anchored me in my character and my faith, and making sure that I understood that you should see everyone. And how can I only always look for someone that has a rented title when the people that inspired me grew up in the segregated South, and when a man who is my hero did not have a college education? The reason why I share this as it relates to my business journey is because so many times when you reach a level of success, you tend to start your journey with your first career job, or you start your journey with where you graduated. But I want to start my journey with the truth. And the truth is, I'm on the shoulders of giants. The truth is, a man who did not have an education, but was brilliant, has a lot to do with why I'm here today. Fast forward, I love sports. Sports played a really important role in my life. On any given day, everyone plays a role: grit, tenacity, teamwork, perseverance. And so this mindset of teamwork, really played a role in my life as someone who played basketball and played volleyball and really was surrounded by brothers that played sports. So what shifted for me? The power of information. There's a woman and man by the name of Mr. and Miss Patterson, and they told me about inroads. Anyone familiar with inroads? Okay, I am a product of inroads. For those of you who do not know, inroads is a program that provides students exposure to corporate America, especially underrepresented groups. And so without the power of information, I never even heard the word corporate America. And so I share that as an insight because you all are getting information every day at your university. Give it away freely. The power of information led me to being in this chair. The second piece that changed the course of my life within information was the power of advocacy. So with inroads, they basically interview you. Companies then decide they want 1 intern or 10. And a company by the name of Fannie Mae that's in the housing sector had 1 intern. And when they interviewed me and a host of other students, they chose their 1 intern. And who do you think it was? Who? No, her name was Sarah. But a woman by the name of Valerie Manning, who was there to interview students, went back and said these words that changed my life. But there's this other girl. The reason why I share this story is because Valerie Manning did not have this massive title. You did not get extra credit for saying, let me give you another intern. But for whatever reason, Valerie Manning advocated for me when I didn't even understand what advocacy was about. And because Valerie Manning said, but there's this other girl, Fannie Mae added the 2nd intern. And that was my introduction into corporate America. And I worked there for many years. And then an opportunity came to join JP Morgan Chase. And so I joined JP Morgan Chase. I had many jobs. I moved starting in mortgage because that was my passion. I moved around. I ended up running the entire mortgage sales team. And then I was tapped to be the CEO of Auto, first African-American woman or first African-American to run a line of business at the company. I then moved into becoming the CEO of the consumer bank. And then an opportunity came for me to lead TIAA. And so the message here is information. Give it away freely because you could be giving information to a young girl that would become the first woman CEO of TIAA. You could be giving information to someone that just continued to make history. Give away information. And then advocacy. Do not wait for your rented title to feel like you have power. You have power to advocate and always be okay advocating. Even when someone is not asking for you to advocate or may not even understand it, you may be the reason that history is made. And so for that, I'm incredibly grateful. And here I am today.
Yes, 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 yes.